Now I've kind of got the sense that I'm back with them again. Now we looked at all of them, and they lay them out like a puzzle. And I think there's a lot more that I'm not. There's. I've also fallen off flipping great heights and things, and now they're putting them all together like a sheet, like a shawl, like they're patches that they're sewing together, and they say like a kilt, and this or like a what do you call those?
Like a patchwork
Yes,
blanket or something.
yeah, and
Quilt.
they said, look, quilt, and they said they're all fitting together. Here, you see, now you've got the blanket, you've got the badge, you've done it.
Okay.
I've done. Now I'm allowed to. I can rest a little bit up there.
Okay.
I can just. There's other classes. I don't have to. It's a. I'm like on like a semester, like a break now. Like
It's okay. School holiday.
Like, yes. Now there's other classes going on and stuff, and like I poke my head looking, and I'm
You paid your
cackling, but
dues.
I don't have to do those now. I've done a very difficult course now, so I can
Yes.
relax a bit and be in the garden. There's no onus to do anything now, and I can see there's new ones coming in. There's older ones too, but everyone's moving about doing their thing. But I'm very peaceful. And I've decided to make myself small too. I'm like I'm taking the form of like almost like a little boy, but I get the sense I'm a lot bigger and stronger. But I've decided to show myself as, like not prideful, just being little and just moving about.
And then what do you do in this place?
While I'm walking with Jesus in this one, we're having a chat.
What are you talking about?
Um, how you find it? How was the experience? I said it was a difficult one. We were laughing together. So it's very difficult, that one. And next one, I'm asking him about the next one, and I'm asking him, and now we're in this room with the book again. I'm asking him which one is the right one to go this time, and he's saying, look, they will be done, but it's better to do them in the right order. I said, no, I want to listen to you, and I want you to please help me to make the decision. He said, look, okay, this one you can. It's like I can upgrade this or that. I can get longer feathers in this one. And in this one, I can get stronger legs in that one. So it has to be done, but it's better to do it in the right order. So I'm asking for the right order. I don't want to do it in the. So that's cool. Then this one is probably the next one you want to do. And I said, when must I go back and do it? Should I go now? He said, just wait a little bit. Be patient. A little bit. You don't need to go right now. In fact, it's good not to go right now. He also wants me to meet some other people here and just to chat and interact a bit. He said that there's some other friends friends, I suppose, that are on the same similar journey. He wants me to interact with them and meet with them, and he wants us to kind of come together into these lives and help each other a bit. And said it's good. You're going to come with your classmates. You'll recognize them in some lives, some you won't, but there's a connection between you guys. He wants us to form like a bond here that when we go in, we can find and help each other.
It's like a soul family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Now now he's introducing me to them and them to me, and we're all quite smiley and happy, and we seem to be doing a lot of things together. Like we eat together and we walk together, we sit in the nature together, we meditate, we all levitating and floating together and talking, and like we're forming a strong bond. It seems like our little circles of energy and light are coming together to form a strong, it looks like a spherical cobweb. where, light will come out of our heads and out of our bodies and out of our bottoms and legs, and Jesus sits in the middle, and we can all see him from the front way, but we're in a circle around him, and we all see his front, and he's smiling. He's like, we're doing well, create stronger, create stronger, stronger. And as we're creating stronger, the cobwebs, the gaps between them are closing. Now it's becoming like a sphere of different light around us and different colors, and it's like now it's a sphere of haze around us, hazy, hazy, hazy. Now we're coming into the earth again.
Yes. Is there anyone from that soul family that you know from this life that you can see there?
Few of them, but can't see all of them. I think I know some here, but some have also not woken up. But that says also that that waking up is like a calling. You like a bing. Then you've been called. Then you wake up. You can't just force that. And you said it's for different reasons, different things, but there's an awakening, coming, happening.
Yes. And does he give you some kind of lesson there? What is his role in this friendship group?
Jesus,
Yes.
He's just like a full-on guide. He's guiding each one of us. But
yes,
and I think everybody has their different types of guides too, and it's not Jesus like we will know so much on this earth like that, but it is Jesus, but it's not like I think we've all been told what Jesus is. He's more like a wise Buddha type of, but he's here and he's pulling each one of our strings. Like he tugs us one a bit, then pulls that one. He's pulling us each closer together. Looks
yes.
like.
So like into unity, into oneness.
Yes, exactly that. But other groups that decided to come together into this reality all have their own teachers at different times, but they all have, I suppose, like a Buddha, a Jesus, whatever your teacher is. Then you come here, and that teacher will draw the groups together and assist the groups. And then ours is Jesus in this one, and we're in different. I don't know if we're all together, but he's pulling our cords so that we're getting closer together. Geographically, like
yes, like physically.
Yeah.
And what are some of the lessons that he's giving you at the moment there?
You know what I'm seeing? It's like he can feel the joy. It's if you look at the earth from the top now, and you see, for example, it's like a spoke of a wheel, like an old-fashioned cart.
Yes.
Spokes, the wooden spokes. Each one of these, us that came down, Jesus being the hubcap in the middle, we would be the ends of these spokes. Now he's pulling us all together, right? So that's here. But then there's also this going on all over the world with different teachers sitting in the middle of different people groups. They're all being pulled together. There's like lights. So when all of these people get pulled together into the hubcap, boom, a big light comes on. And then you're seeing this boom, 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 all over the earth. These lights are coming on. But then there's also these broken wheels, looks like. They're naughty, ugly ones. But they, like a wheel goes room, room, round. Theirs goes because it's not round. It's all funny.
Yes.
And their spokes go longer and some shorter, but those hubcaps are also pulling those ones together now.
So
And
there's just a bunch of wheels rolling around.
yeah, but those ones, instead of going with light, it's like there's darkness coming together too. If you had like a board in front of you that had lots of lights on it, and different lights were going on. Then some, instead of going off, would be becoming murky and hazy black.
Yes.
So the world is like, as I'm seeing it from above now, there's a lot of lights coming on and a lot of murky black ones. So it's like the end of a culmination of like a movie where the evil and the good versus each other type of.
Yes, but almost like a soccer match as well, where there's two
Yeah,
teams playing against each
yes,
other, and it
yeah,
wouldn't be a game without there being two teams, right?
yes, exactly. But it seems quite evenly matched.
Yes. And how do these darker ones, how do they become so murky?
They do the same as what it's, we do with Jesus in the middle. They just have a different thing in the middle.
Yes. Very
It
different.
looks like a demon almost, or like a monster, and there's lots of different ones. And then they, I mustn't laugh, but I mean, Jesus even cackles behind his breath here. He's also laughing. I think that's why I'm picking up the laugh, because he's laughing and I'm feeling it because I'm in his wheel. But it's a very joyful wheel. Why would you want to not be in this wheel? Anyway,
Yes.
so these ones, shame. They're like a cuckoo wheel. They're not round. They're all funny, shaggy, jaggy shaped. And but they're, yeah, it's a very sad wheel. It's sad. It's dark and heavy and ugly, and it's puffy, and it's all being pulled into this hubcap. So it's different where it's like the hubcap is sucking from these people, like sucking energy out of them. It's like it's blue, dark, gray, black. It's sucking. Whereas in our wheel, it's light is coming off Jesus into us, and he's drawing us. It's such a different oxy juxtaposition type of. Um, I don't know. There's no ways that darkness can win this light battle, because it's just, it can't. It's just so messed up.
What do you mean they can't win?
It destroys itself. It's like this thing in the middle sucks from these things, and then it has no more. Now it wants to go to the other hubcaps that have sucked in their people to try and suck from that hubcap. It's like
Yes.
it's and then it wants to get bigger and bigger, but then it has no more to suck. It can't take the light.
Okay. So it needs something to charge itself from. It can't.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
now
self-charging.
it can't, and that's why I think Jesus is laughing, because now more light dots are appearing, more and more and more, and this big one is very upset because it has nothing to suck on anymore, and it's very angry, but it's big. It's like a big. If we lots of white, so white wheels that have become a hubcap because we've all come together, like these lights. This one is like a lot of dark that's come together, but it's has nowhere to go. It's like that movie, the Last Samurai, where the Tom Cruise is surrounded by those guys with the spears. It's like this thing it's being surrounded by all these lights, and it's angry in it, but it can't get out, and
Yes.
can't go anywhere, and it's it's losing ground, because the lights, it's just so joyful and happy in our life. The more our lights come together, the happier we become, and the more we're glowing, and the more light. And then now it's starting to eat into this thing's territory, and it's getting really upset because now it can't go anywhere, and it's shrinking.
Is there any way that those dark wheels or lights can be helped by the light wheels?
I think in the center of this darkness, it's like a storm, but on the corners, it's hazy, because it's because the light is getting closer. Then these little lights come from the haze, and I think there's that's the hearts of the people in the darkness is changing, but in the center of that dark, it can't change. That I I think I think there's like it's like a grace period between the harsh white beautiful light and the terrible dark light. There's like a haze in between the two where it's no man's land type of, and then there some of the little white lights are going black, but a lot of the black lights are going light. There's like a changing there. But in the center, like I said, that I don't think that can change that. But more light is pushing in on that and pushing in on that. It's like a grace, but like a pimple or like a volcano where it's pushing, and now it must explode. That it can't, and now it's cracking and now it's finished. Now it's all becoming light.
It's like self-destructive then at the end.
Yeah, it has nowhere to go. It can't, but it's very angry. So it's shouting and screaming and threatening and all of these things, but it's scared. It's
Yes.
fear. It's scared, very scared.
Yes. So underneath the anger is fear.
It can't do anything or go anywhere, and it's trying to throw lightning and darkness and spikes at the other lights. Look, it is hitting some of the some of the lights it hits and cracks and they burst open, and this like light powder comes out of them, and I think they go back to source. But then just as that happens, two more light ones take its place. So it's very angry. It's like it can't snuff out the light, it can't stop the light, it can't threaten it. Well, it is threatening it, but that they're not like, he's used to the lights backing down, but now he's very upset because he can't stop it.
Yeah. So why are the lights not backing down this time?
There's just too many.
Okay.
And the more, if he destroys one, two more take its place, and then three more and more and more. It's like it's just being squelched out.
Yes.
Very upset, very, very angry. It doesn't want to do a light review either. It doesn't want to.
What is a light review?
It doesn't want to go back to source.
Is it too afraid of what it might have accumulated?
It's moved so far away from source that it's trying to become source, but it can't be. But the only way to sustain itself is to suck from others and pull from others, planets, different creatures,
Yes.
whatever it can. But now, here, it's like on this planet, it can't anymore. Now, but it's not finished. It's still, but it's in its cage. It's like last time, it's rattling its cage, which is upset. And the more happy people are, the more upset he gets. Or it gets. But there's, people, when you and it's trying to put fear. It like puts mist between the lights from itself, like dark, murky. Like if you mix blue and red and brown, you get this kind of color, and it's seeping out this poisonous gas, looks like, from itself when it was still there, and it's going between the white lights, and it's trying to, it seems like fear, it's trying to cover them, to blanket them.
Yes.
They must just keep shining, just moving to each other, but also each one of those lights represent like a master and a number of students that came into this reality. So they must just pull closer together, be closer together, shine more, love more, light more.
And why does the dark not want to go back to source?
It wants to be source.
Okay. Does it not know that it is source?
I think it's like, this is quite interesting for me. It's like God and the devil that we were told, that's not, but when I look at this, it's similar, where it's like a rebellion of this darkness wants to be source. But it's a fake source because it can't, it has to pull from everything else. Like that snake that eats itself, that Aureolus, it's like that. It has to eat itself. It can't be a source, but it's trying to be. And then to become more like it's trying to be, it has to move further away from source. And the further away, the more it destroys others. But it just destroys itself. It can't be. I don't know what happens to this thing when it goes eventually back to source or what. But is source as well.
Yes.
It's just the complete opposite, but this can't work. There's no
Yes. Can it not be helped
lovingness.
in a way
Mm-mm.
to recognize that it is
That
source?
that that nothing we can do for that. That
Yes.
is above our pay grade.
Okay.
We just need to do our lighting, and that needs to go up to source and higher.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know. I don't. I can't see. I don't. I can't see more, except that goes straight to the top, if you can call it that.
To deal with that.
Yeah, but it's funny because I also understand that it's part of source, but it's like yeah, that's I don't know. That's I can't see more than that, but I know that it gets absorbed again, and and it'll come they'll come out again and do it. So I don't know. I can't see further, but it's that that thing is very upset.
Okay. Very good. Is there anything else you can see in this scene? Anything else interesting?
Yes. Ah, you know, uh, I've been told a lot about, it's Earth end times and a lot of spectators, and this is true. It is, but I'm. It is that. It really is. It is the end. It is really, really.
The end of what?
I don't know. It's just the end of whatever we're in. It's the final battle, or if you want to call it that. I don't. It is a battle, but it's funnier because the guides don't seem to see it. I think it is serious, but they're all laughing and like they're drinking almost just like beer or something and cheersing each other, and they're just laughing. And the more they laugh, the angrier the darkness gets, because it's like really upset. Doesn't like laughter or joy.
Yes.
Very upset. But when I move now, I'm in like I can see the earth now, and I'm moving out. There's a lot of spaceships and beings and light balls. Everything is like watching Earth. It's like a
Oh.
reality show, and and but not just here, from other planets. Like in that planet, it's sending light to Earth, but also there's other ones sending dark. There's like it's like a full-on um, galactic, intergalactic, splactic, crazy thing that's happening here. It's like it's hectic.
It's not fun when you're in the middle of it. I
But
suppose it's more fun with popcorn on the side.
yeah,
Watching.
but from these different groups, but a lot of the aliens are not just there's like light being aliens that are straight from source too, or like hovering in light. It's not like that everything's watching, and they're cheering because a lot of us come from these different groups. We all come from source, but we came, might have hop, skip, jumped from them, and now out of these different groups, a lot of the champions on Earth now chose to come here, and we came from these different groups. So it's like our families are watching us
Yes.
and cheering us, and they try and slip us. Did you watch that? I didn't like it, but that Hunger Games thing.
Yes.
And then they send down those parachutes with little boxes of things to help them. So it's like our families are allowed to send us as help. But they can't all the time, but they can at certain times, and they like really excited to send us these little packages of help when they can.
Like a care package.
Yeah, and when they can't, they're watching us and cheering us on.
And what are these care packages that they send?
It depends, more enlightenment, lifting, joy, whatever a certain soul group or energy needs, or whatever. It's very specific.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay.
But
So
I also get the sense that we know how everyone knows how it ends, but it's
how does it end?
well, the light covers the board eventually.
What do you mean covers the board?
So when I saw the dark lights and the lights, that's basically the Earth that board around the earth. So the earth is that board playing out now, and there's the dark and the light lights. But the light
Yes.
lights take over the dark lights.
Yes.
It's unstoppable.
So the light wins at the end.
Yeah, it has to. It can't not. It's impossible because the darkness, even though it kills itself anyway, and even if it wasn't doing that, the light still gets stronger. It's impossible for it to win, but we are still seeing the old breaking down of the draconian empire, but they're still, hey, very upset. So they're going to fear and bluff, and even the sicknesses on the earth now and this COVID and that, it's also some portions are true, but a lot is fear. And they're trying, and they'll try more things like that, but it's can't now.
So it's like a desperate last
It's a
attempt.
last attempt, but it's
Yes.
still we're still in it, and it's not done. But it's know that it ends well. But it's more will be thrown out, fear, deaths, and things. But don't dwell on that.
Okay, very good.
Be in your be with your wheel, your family. You know what? Be right in yourself. Get your alignment. Your alignment will draw the others in. Those others you will come together. Your wheel will get stronger. Your light will get brighter. And then it's like you say, like blessings. You will manifest light things very quickly into your lives, especially into each other's if you come close together, because you came to help each other. But do that, and you automatically start squelching this darkness. It has to happen.
Yes. Okay, very good. Okay, is there anything else in that scene?
Important. The closer you get to light, the more the darkness will come, right? But also the quicker karma it turns. Don't try and take shortcuts the closer you get to light, because if you do anything that's not in line with universal law, you will pull your soul families, you'll come together, you'll become strong and light. But in that place, if you do anything to create a negative type of karma, that karma will come very, very quickly. And it's not a punishment, it's there to realign you quickly.
What do you mean take shortcuts?
Don't lie or steal or anything in your heart that you know to be wrong. Don't do it, because that, I mean, as much as you can, because that karma will come around very, very quickly.
Why is it quicker now?
To keep you shining. So that karma will come quicker, boop, to get you back on that track quicker. It must do.
Okay.
If it took time and that grace time, you could get further off the track, or no, it must come quickly now.
Okay.
But everything is quicker now, speeding up.
Yes.
Time is getting much shorter. Days, nights are shorter, quicker.
Yeah, why is time speeding up?
Everything is speeding up now. It's like it's getting quicker to the end now, the end of the race, that last burst of energy that's happening where you've gone around and around the field. Now it's that last dash for the finish line. And this earth, the energy is here. Everyone knows it's the last dash. So individually, things are speeding up. On the planet, things are speeding up. In the spirit, that everything is automatically speeding up now.
Yes.
It's that final sprint. And everybody is feeling it. Everybody says, when I was younger, the days were longer. Sure, we've got technology now, sure, but it's not just that, it's the actual speeding up.
Yeah. Okay.
Scientists know more, but I think, well, not they don't say more, but there is knowledge of it. But the darkness doesn't like that either, because the speeding up also means their time is getting much shorter. They are in panic mode because they cannot slow it down. They cannot stop it. They cannot leave. They are panicking.
Yes. Okay, very good.
Fear.
Okay, so let's close that scene. I'd like you to close that scene, and you can drift away from that scene. We're drifting and floating away from that scene. leaving that aspect of yourself there to continue on its own journey. It will find peace, it will find what it's supposed to find. We're leaving that aspect there to continue on its own journey. It will find peace, it will find what it's supposed to find. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what about the wheels that you showed? Why did you show that?
Wheels he is being changed things in him. Like we said last time, you'll find people leaving your life, people coming into your life. Automatically now, a speeding up is happening of people coming together from soul families. Old friendships will perhaps not be as strong. Distancing will happen, but your soul families will be coming closer. So you will be drawn closer to people you haven't spoken to for a long time. People will come into your life and others will leave.
Yes.
Now this is happening. He's seen it recently. He's got old friends coming in, messages he never got coming through, but then other people being taken out and others are being pulled in, and it's not a bad thing. And I think he understands that too. It's just not easy. But we said a while ago that it would come like this. He just didn't expect it to come in the way that it is coming. But it's fine.
So people are removed from his life for a reason now.
Yes, but it's not that they've done something wrong or that it isn't, it's not a hurtful thing, but it is being done because they need to have their own journey now and walk in growth, and he's got more light and he's got bigger things that need to be done, and he needs to come together with the right people. Now it's the time. And like Jesus sitting in the hubcap pulling the spokes closer and closer together, the wheels getting smaller and smaller and tighter and tighter. There can't be other gaps in it now or other spokes. No, we're bringing it closer together.
Okay. And then you were talking about the dark and the light kind of wheels, and the dark wheels are kind of don't seem to be kind of lopsided, not rolling properly. Is there any way that those dark wheels can be helped by the light wheels?
Yes, definitely.
What can be done?
The closer you come to your family or even in yourself, that wheel doesn't just need to be your star family, your light family, or it could be your own heart and yourself. Pull yourself towards yourself. Pull yourself closer into yourself. Align yourself. Like meditate, eat healthy, be loving, kind, hopeful, fruit of the spirit, heal self. That wheel then won't be clunky when it rolls. It'll be a smooth round wheel, strong. That round wheel automatically will roll into these other clunky wheels, and will draw like almost like bubble gum or tar. It will stick to those other clunky wheels, roll over them, keep going, and then that black tar will stick to the light wheel and become part of the light. It's like gum or like glue, or so that the darkness doesn't hold. It's wobbly, sticky, taffy, but also spiky. It's just a mess. But when the light wheel, let's say, rolls over it, it will pull some of that with it, and those that it pulls, think of as other spirits or souls or energies, will gravitate to the light and, like a moth to a flame, be pulled out of the darkness, pulled out of it.
Okay.
Don't try and take all of it, not always necessary. Other wheels will roll over too, and some will not want to. Then fine. Don't stop your chariot to help one or two souls that don't want to. You keep rolling.
Okay.
And there are others. If they do not want to follow, fine, leave. Keep going. Others will dovetail with you.
Because our focus is on ourselves then, and
on yourself. And when you focus on yourself and source, automatically you will start focusing on others. That's an automatic overflow.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else about that wheel analogy?
Mm-hmm. It's like a band and cymbals that you crash together in a band, big band. That's what the dark and the light is like now. The wheels that are not a part of the light are all skloomfy, whereas so that's all instruments playing at the wrong tune, the wrong sound. It sounds awful. But now, slowly, there's a little part of the band that has started playing nicely. They're in tune. Now, other parts of the band are starting to pick up that tune from different sides of the band. That automatically, there's a tempo that's starting to build up, and the instruments that aren't in tune are becoming less and less, because that frequency is stronger that's in tune, and the tempo is starting to absorb more and more of the instruments. You have a holdout of, let's say, drums and whatever at the back who don't want to fall in, but it's automatic that because source is alignment, anything that's unaligned isn't, it doesn't make sense to source, because source is now aligning everything. It's coming together. So they will bang their drum and cymbals and try and be out of tune, but more and more the tune is fitting.
Yes.
You play your instrument right,
yes.
the others will follow.
But how can we not be affected, or I suppose pulled out of tune?
Well, if you don't go home and read your music and practice your music and play your music, then you come to class not knowing what you're doing, and glung glung glung, you then fall back in line with the others.
So it's about discipline then.
Discipline.
Doing the work.
Love, laugh, but discipline, yes.
Okay, anything else about the wheels? Or the band?
Wheels within wheels. That is fine for now. That's a good analogy.
Okay. And then what about the volcano? He was saying he sees kind of volcano coming up.
One more, sorry, you have an audience watching, and it's what he said earlier about the different energies. In this scenario, the band at the front of the school hall is playing, and the audience is your family is watching, and they cringe at some of the things, but then when they see the tempo starting, they cheer and they love it.
Yes. Okay, so when we're in alignment, I suppose by our actions,
deeds,
and not
thoughts,
really what we say, then it can be picked up by those around us.
Definitely. But, don't worry. What you say and do is definitely important, but your heart is the most important. If your heart is right, even if some of your deeds aren't right or misguided, it's your heart that is important.
Okay, very good. Okay, so then about this volcano, he said sees a volcano in the middle of the ocean that forms like an island, and then there's ships kind of watching.
Out of destruction comes order, but also that's perhaps leading it astray. But it is like he said, it has been time of building. We have been building, and now the explosion has come. But it is good. It is outflowing. It is for a long time, like David in the desert, I use that analogy, wasn't king, was fighting, told he was king, wasn't king, prophesied he was king, wasn't king. Eventually he was king, but that is like when you're doing the quiet work in your heart, when you're doing the quiet work, you don't see physical or tangible outflowing of it, and it's a lonely place and can be depressing or scary because you don't see fruit from your labor. But the longer you are in that quiet place, the greater the victory, or the greater the stature that you will be walking into. So with the volcano under the ocean, that volcano could have been on land, but we showed him under the ocean. So under the ocean is a building. Nobody sees it. Everyone underestimates it. Nobody sees. But he's been doing a lot of work. And now the physical manifestation is happening of the spiritual work he was doing. And that is the volcano erupting now. It's making a loud bang. It's being noticed, and now it will solidify and grow and form and shape. But not just him, a lot of, you say, spiritual people or tune or connected people. The same is happening, where for years people would laugh or taunt or jest. Now that is starting to happen. It's the physical manifestation. Like, for example, he said to his mother, "Mama, I'm going for a QHHT regression," and she said, "Now don't, be careful now not to get into too spiritual again." And he laughed inside, because it's like, I am spiritual, and the physical just comes from that. You still don't understand it completely, but it's fine, because more and more spiritual people, to call it, are now starting to manifest things in this reality, whereas before it was the other way around, where it was work hard, get things built, make money, do. No, he's doing it the other way, which is the right way. Get your spirit right first, then it comes, and it's coming now easily, or we say easily, but it's flowing, and that lava will flow out and out and out. It is good.
Yes.
But not just him. A lot of spiritual people now, people in line with Source, are coming out. Let's say coming out. It's like like, let's say, Rocky the boxer, and now you don't see him for a long time, but you don't see all the training and the running up the stairs and the skipping and the shadow boxing and the hard work in the background. Now it's coming out for that fight, and he's knocking that Russian down because of all that quiet work he's been doing in the background.
Okay.
The execution of, like, you're an architect, the all of the planning that goes into a building is far more than when they build it. The process, it's like the planning,
Yes.
and then do that. That is what's been with a lot of people now, and more are going to start popping up now. A lot more.
Okay. So
Lights will be turning on.
you're saying the spiritual people will start seeing the
Yes.
fruits of their labors or manifesting.
Yes,
quicker.
and not just spiritual knowledge or understanding, but a physical, tangible wealth will be coming in.
Okay. Because I know a lot of people are getting very frustrated and impatient.
No, be more. The longer he was the same. The longer he's only recently popped up as well. He's not been popped up for very long.
Okay.
It's only been very recent. And
Yes.
that's why we told him he didn't need to get a new car. He didn't need to do this. He could have been saving that. But it was important that we did that, because it was a way to show the maturity and the new season, and to not have a poverty mentality or a confusing understanding of money or wealth. It's the spiritual people for so long have had a poverty mentality, or
Yes.
wealth is not good. It is not. But like David, you learn in the desert what you use in the palace.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay, then how can he be his best self? How can he and move into his true calling?
For a long time, he was striving to be spiritual. When you strive to be spiritual, you become unspiritual.
Yes.
He would meditate on the mountain, stopped eating meat.
Yes.
He would pray all the time. It was constantly. It's like you're here to experience, not to escape, and not to be. If we then die, come home, leave your body, then you're in spirit.
Yes.
But it's also, it's fine. There's much more balance now, much more balance, and he's good with his pride too. He's good with these things, because those are very sneaky things when you start getting wealthy and powerful, to easily be swayed. No, keep it, because like we showed that picture, wealth can be taken away very quickly.
Yeah, it's not an identity, is it?
No, and it's good. If he had not been through the underwater period of building up as a volcano, now his arrogance and pride would take over. Would not be good. He would be then he would be on that flumpy dog spoke again. Or
Okay.
again, but So, to do, keep doing keep doing, you're doing it. He's not lopsided. He does his meditation. He constantly is trying to keep his mind in line and in tune. Works during the day. We show him a lot of number synchronicities because he's at his computer. It's easy to show feathers. He knows of animals, signs. He's very sensitive. Always looking out for them now. It's good. There's a balance. There is a balance, and
Okay.
there is a balance. One of his concerns is that what happens if it goes out of balance and he loses his job or doesn't go. No, that's fear. That keep doing what doing. Keep. It is going well. We are like a steam train. There's looks like a brake on a bicycle that you pull, but it's vertical, and you push it down, and the train. But we're releasing it slowly, so it's
Yes.
so we're slowly releasing it forward. It's gaining momentum and speed in a good way. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any last messages for him?
Don't forget to have fun. Um, that game Tiddlywinks, but with the frog bouncing it into the middle, bouncing, jumping. Why am I showing this? It's a family game where everyone sits around the table and you pop things into that middle bowl in the middle. Again, it's like the wheel of the chariot, all of the outer spokes with that cup in the middle, and you're popping things into the cup. You're all connected, you're all one, but you'll have your families now, and to be close, to enjoy, happy. You know how powerful happiness is. You don't need to go out like he would go out and prophesy and meditate and speak. That has its place, but like warfare. But being happy and joyful in a family setting is so powerful, and that's why the chuchas always want to break the family unit apart, because that weakens everything. Keep that strong. Keep your family, as in also your friends and yourself. Keep the hubcap, keep the wheel strong.
Yes. Okay.
Stronger the wheel, the faster you move.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mm.
Could I have permission to ask some of my own questions?
Yes.
Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of kind of collective grief in the collective, and I suppose individually as well. Childhood, loss, deaths coming up for, purging or release. Can you talk about that?
You know, when you bake a cake
Mm-hmm.
or you make a gravy, put those analogies next to each other is terrible. But if you make a cake, you take a sieve and you put your flour in and you shook it. So you get those fine flakes to make the cake, right? If you don't, it's gloomfy. Where it's gloomfy and the cake will be gloomfy. Ugly, not perfect, not nice, won't rise properly, won't taste good. It's the same. Everything is being filtered out now of people. All of this negativity, all of this undealt, all of this unseen negativity, all of these things are being filtered out. It's a hard process to be filtered out like that. We understand, but if it's not filtered out now, when the time comes for the heat, when the time comes to rise, it'll be a flop. It needs to come out now. Unfortunately, some cannot go through this now. And that was also that some made the choice coming here that they've not kept to, and that's why they can't pass through the sieve. Others have decided not to go further before, and that's also fine. But the ones that are going through now, and especially the ones that have held on to stuff the longest, a lot of not dealt with a lot of things on purpose or old hurts, they are going to feel it the hardest now. They've not let go of things. That sieving process is going to be much harder. It's going to be like grating cheese instead of sieving flour because they've held it for so long.
Yes.
But, we are also helping. Advice for them would be to open the heart more, open the heart more. How do we open the heart more? Next question. You do the work, meditate every day. Treat yourself well. Don't be hard too much on yourself. Love yourself more. Nature will teach you source, the heart of source. Be that. Eat nicely. Drink wine with your friends. Do these beautiful things. Do lovely things. And then you will find creativity will start coming. You'll start enjoying that. Do this. So it's the opening of the heart will ease the sieving process.
Okay, very good.
Mm.
And then we were talking earlier, it seems that things are at a standstill. It's kind of
Nothing ever
still.
stands still.
But it seems like it's the calm before the storm.
You know what it's like. Another baking analogy.
Okay.
We're in the kitchen today.
We're cooking.
It's like jelly, right? You've put the boiling water over these granules, the gelatine, and that burning, you've melted them to pieces. You put the water in, you're stirring, you put them in the mold. Now you've done the hard work. Let the mold set. What does the mold want to do? Does it want to burn itself again no, sit mold. Now you become stronger the quieter you get. So now you're sitting, and you sit in the freeze or in the fridge. You're sitting, it's cool. But again, it's that mold with the circle in the middle. It's like the wheel, it's spokes on the outside. Side analogy. But now it's the hard work is done. Now, the harder work for some people now is to do nothing, or not to do nothing.
Yes.
It's not doing nothing. It's sitting, peaceful, enjoy yourself. Some people find it so hard to enjoy themselves. Just enjoy yourself. So now it's sitting. You've done the work. Now just sit. Now sit and yeah, enjoy yourself. We will tell you again when to move and what to do, but for now you need to sit because you need all of the work you've done needs to now set. If you start moving again now, it disrupts it.
Okay. But you're saying we just need to be still and be
Be
quiet.
still. Do your meditations. Do things you enjoy. Do
Yes.
it. It's not time now to go gung ho fighting the evil. What you're doing is doing enough. It's actually doing more. If you had to now go and try and do something, it actually disrupts that. So
Okay.
it's you can call it the calm before the storm, but that also has a slight negative connotation.
Yes.
Rather say it's the setting of the maturity now. So think like this. You've gone to standard 5. You've finished school. It's now summer holidays. Enjoy the holidays. You go into standard 6 next year. So sit now. You've
Okay.
gone through this whole season, or your whole life. You've worked to this point now. Take the time to let it all settle and sit, and then we can go the next one. But for now, it's fine.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. Can you please talk about crystals and their properties and roles in the lives of healers and healing?
Crystals have lots of roles, lots. But also, they have roles. They carry information. They store information, the knowledge, but if you're not in tune, if you're not in line with source, it's nice to have a crystal, but what good is it helping you? It's like It's like having a computer full of information in your room, but you don't know how to switch it on. You don't know how to use it.
Nice.
So what's the point of having a silicone chipped machine in your room then? You don't know how to use it. So it's the same with crystals. It's good to have them around, and sporadically they might energize certain things, but it's not a control. It's uncontrolled. They're just really pretty stones. It's fine. But to know how to use them, you need to be in alignment. So if you're in alignment, your energy is right. You're in line with source, you turn them on.
Okay. And then you were talking about alignment is the meditation, the eating, the
Do
having
all
fun, all
yes,
of that.
yes,
So
yes.
being in alignment with the higher self.
You can bathe crystals, put them in the sunlight, take them on outings, whatever you want to do. If you're not in alignment, what you doing? You're taking a rock around with you. It's fine, but it's not fulfilling the purpose that you're imagining. That's more your own mind creating a manifestation of something, and it's got nothing to do with the rock. But if it helps you manifest something, taking a rock with you, fine.
So it's like a belief system. Everything is a belief system at the end of the day.
So you manifest it, but it's not because of the rock. But crystal can raise frequency, heighten if you're in alignment.
Okay. So the change starts with self again.
Yes.
Okay, and
don't rely on the crystal though. You
yes.
are the crystal.
Very good. Okay, and then there was also kind of a lot of natural disasters going around.
More will come.
Okay. So there were like droughts, for instance.
Like the protea, burning of the old so the new seeds can come up.
Yes, kind of like Table Mountain. Can you talk
Perfect
more about
example.
that?
But that is also a beacon. The mountain was the lighting of a beacon. Yeah, anything happens in good, nefarious ways. It's always used the right way. It was the lighting. Did you watch again The Lord of the Rings? The lighting of the beacons on the mountains.
I can't remember that.
It was a signal.
Okay. Can you explain more?
This is the lighting of the signal that is going throughout the world. The beacons are being lit. It's that beacons are being lit. The lines have been drawn. The warriors are being called forth. So it's not time yet, but the time is now moving swiftly, and it is very, very close.
What do you mean the warriors are being called? What does that
The God hearts, the light hearts, the light workers, spiritual good, just good. Source is drawing its forces, evil is drawing its forces, like the lights on the board. It's a calling. The beacon is lit.
Okay, so it's calling of the light workers. And what is it calling for?
Take up arms. But in the sense, it does not mean to go and chop people in the street. That is not it at all. That is dark work. Light working now. Move into self, love, light, joy, connecting. There will be a lot of connections now happening between people. New families coming together, new connections coming together. That is the drawing together. It's now the drawing together.
Okay, so was there any kind of cleansing going on there as
Yes.
well, or purging because of that fire?
Yes, totally.
What was happening
exactly there? This. It's the burning, the rooting out of the old, so that the new sprigs can come forth, the new growth. And it is sad, there is pain, there's hurt, but it is the same as the people having depression, anxiety, being sieved to make a cake. It's difficult, it's hard, it's painful, but it needs to happen, that cleansing, that removing of things. It's the same as here for the removing. There's more parts to it, there's always more than one, but this is a main part of it.
Okay. And are these beacons being lit around the world?
Yes.
Where else?
All around the world. every continent and every country.
Okay. And this has to be and this is a physical thing.
It will manifest physically. Not all of them will be exactly fires.
Yes.
There will be others too. There will be earthquakes, volcanoes, so forth. Some very scary, but it's also a shaking, like a dog shaking fleas off of itself. The earth is also. These are the. This will happen more and more, but it's also a sign, sort of calling and awakening, stripping of the old.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. More can be said about it. You can look into it deeper yourself.
Okay.
Into these.
Okay, and then are there any places in the future that would be uninhabitable due to these earth changes?
Future for Earth has changed a few times. No
Yes.
future is always guaranteed. This is why you have so many spectators. But it is
Yes.
it's on its best course. It is on a good course.
Okay, and you said that
Do not listen to fear of we must leave the planet is doomed, it is dead, it is gone. This is just the chach again coming through. It is fear, evil. Do
Yes.
not listen to this. The frequency is rising. It'll be easy to say this more and more in the news because of what's going to be going on. But this is just a shaking and a cleansing. Do not fear this. Well, do not live near a volcano, but it is shaking.
There are people that are saying they should be leaving South Africa as well because of all the supposed challenges here.
There are challenges, but there will be challenges everywhere. It won't just be here now.
Yeah, that's what I
The
keep
rest
on.
of the world now is feeling what South Africans have felt for years.
Yes.
This is not, and if you are here, you're here for a reason. But if you feel to move in your heart, then move. Don't move for fear. That is the wrong reason.
Yes. Okay. So your intention needs to be pure.
Yes.
Okay.
He wanted to move numerous times, but we did not allow it. We closed those doors. Now he's here, but that's good now because he must be here.
Yes.
You're here to bring light and love. So where do you want to go to a place of harmony and bring light? There's already light and love there. You're a missionary here to bring light.
Okay. And there's pros and cons anywhere you live in the world,
Yes.
right? Okay. But you're saying that the light wins at the end.
Yes, it has, always does. This story has played out many times.
Yes. Okay. Okay, and then people are kind of talking about chemtrails. It seems like certain of these leaders are pushing for them.
It's the same evil, the same smoke coming between the lights. It's the same thing, but those will also leave.
Is there an indication as to when that might stop?
No, but you raise your energy, you raise your frequency.
Okay, then you won't be a match to that kind of those kinds
Well,
of.
the more you raise, the more that those have been done for years and years. But the more you raise your frequency and vibration, the more people will start rising up. The more they will feel it, the more it takes over, the stronger the light gets.
Okay. Okay, so we're kind of getting to the end of the session now. Do you have any messages for humanity, for people at the moment? What should be their focus collectively or individually?
Like a potter. So humanity is like a pottery class now on a wheel. It's being shaped and molded. Long time it's been a lumpy, clumpy. Now it's being molded into different vessels, each being shaped and moved, water dipping. Then it must be fired. Then it must be glazed. It must go through all of these things. So it's difficult being shaped. It's difficult changing your shape from what you're used to. It's disruptive. It's hard, painful, sore, but incredibly rewarding at the end. Notice how the cake had to go into the oven, the pot has to go into the fire. There's that burning of the old, the shaping of the new. Difficult but necessary.
Yes. Okay. And is there any glimmer of hope for people that might be feeling very low, depressed, in grief at the moment? So any positive or encouraging
Ask your
words?
guides for help. Do the work And don't take yourself or life too seriously. It's just a short span of time. When you're in it, it feels long, but ask your guides for help. Cleanse your area. Keep your heart right.
Yes.
The more you do this, the more you will start drawing those others to yourself as well.
The others, you're talking about the people from your soul family.
Yes.
So that you can make your wheel.
Because if you are not doing the work, you're on the outside of the wheel. Your family are doing the work, they start moving closer to the center of the wheel. You're now on the outside of the wheel. You've got some catching up to do. You'll still connect with them, but the more you do the work, the closer you'll get to all of them, the stronger the connection, the light, the love that comes in.
Yes.
And if you don't move, then your guides will help you move, and you don't always want that. That is not ideal.
Yeah, that's kind of like the pushing then.
Definite
Things
pushing.
starting getting
Yes.
you lose certain things.
And then, oh my God, life is difficult. Why is it so terrible? Why is my life? Why? Because you've been sitting. Now you're getting pushing.
Okay. Okay, any other messages for humanity?
Yeah, same. Beating of a sword on an anvil, bang, 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 bang. Cold water, bang, bang, bang. Sharpening. It's shaping.
Yes. Okay.
Again in the furnace, out again, shaping, burning, changing. All are going through this. The ones that are having the hardest time, the dark arts, will have a very hard time with this. The entire reality will be changing, but the ones that are fighting it or not understanding it or not going the right way will be harder still. Light workers will be harder because they're very sensitive, but they're very far in the process compared to the others.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. And then, just any questions I could have asked today that I didn't ask? Yeah. So, like an old school filing cabinet, you take out those files, you've got those beige files. You have these beige files in your forehead that open up like a tape deck that have been closed for a while. You haven't been allowed access to them. Now they're being opened. So it's a knowledge dump that has been given to you. This is to humanity.
To you personally.
Yes, it does feel like there's a bit of a
knowledge dump. It's like a whole new files that you've never had access to before opening, and before, if you've had access to them, you wouldn't have understood them. Now it's not a file dump, knowledge dump, a right of you've been allowed to, and your guides are with you going through them. So if you need help, ask them for help.
Yes. Okay. But what's the point of having all of this knowledge?
You need the knowledge now, and it's not just spirit knowledge. It's knowledge, everyday life, creativity. A lot. There's a lot in there. Ask them to show you.
It doesn't seem to be getting any easier, the life. So maybe knowledge is not really.
That knowledge will help.
Okay. Any last messages for me today?
The larger your cup, the more you fill it, the more you can drink. The more you see in your, the less you see in your cup, the less you have. Now is the time to have your visions, have your dreams, see them manifesting. Attach your emotions to it. See it, see it, see it. Don't lack. Don't. You experience lack if you attach emotion to the thoughts of lack. Don't see that now. See big things. But also, moving into your heart, moving into your experiences and your understanding, getting closer to source. Greatness and largeness and bigger things come by doing that, because you see your cup larger and more full. See it full. Don't be lacking now.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. Are we complete today?
This is good.
Thank you.